Good afternoon, and welcome to another segment of the Story Behind the Songs. Hi, I'm Pastor Debbie Upton, the pastor of Center and Swatch United Methodist Churches here in Colorado. Thank you for joining me today, and the hymn that we're going to be looking at is "O Master, Let Me Walk With Thee," written by Washington Gladden, and it is hymn 430 in our United Methodist book. O Master, let me walk with thee in lowly paths of service free. Tell me thy secret, help me bear the strain of toil and the fret of care. In the years following the Civil War and the birth of the Industrial Revolution, the social gospel emerged. Washington Gladden lived between 1838 and 1918. Was one of the most distinguished clergymen of his era and a leader in the social gospel movement. This hymn was published in 1879 in 3 8-line stanzas in the Sunday Afternoon magazine prepared by an author under the title of Walking with God. C.H. Richards discovered the poem and included it in his 1880 hymnal, Christian Praise, without the original second stanza. O Master, let me walk with thee before the taunting Pharisee. Help me to bear the sting of spite, the hate of men and to who hide the light, the sore distress of souls sincere, who cannot read thy judgments clear, the dullness of the multitude who dimly guess that thou art good. The remaining 2 8-line stanzas were placed into a 4-line stanzas and paired with the durable Victorian tune, Matin. The hymn has become one of the most significant devotional hymns of the era. The hymn addresses Jesus Christ as Master, both in the beginning of the stanza 1 and in the end of stanza 4. The most commonly used reference of Christ is Lord, indicating a relationship of the feudal noble to a vassal, while Master implies more of a reciprocal respect between a teacher and a disciple. Throughout the remaining stanza, the singer makes several petitions to the Master. In stanza 1, we petition for the privilege of walking with Christ in lowly paths of service. We want to understand the secret of how we, as we serve Christ and others, can bear the strain of toil and the fret of care. In stanza 2, we petition Christ for sensitivity toward the slow of heart, those who do not recognize the wisdom offered by the Master. We ask to be taught how to guide those with wayward feet along a homeward way. Stanza 3 turns as we request to be taught thy patience, so that we may dwell with Christ in closer, dearer company. Our labor will maintain a faith sweet and strong, and our trust in the Master will help us triumph over wrong. In the final stanza, we look far down the future broadening way with hope and therefore have peace that only the Master can give when we dwell with him. Gladden was a native of Pennsylvania and served churches in New York and Massachusetts before accepting the call to the First Congregational Church in Columbus, Ohio, a parish he served for 32 years. Educated at Owego Academy and Williams College, he was the moderator of the National Council of Congregational Churches from 1904 to 1907. He served as one of the editors of the Pilgrim Hymnal, published in 1904. As editor of The Independent, he made important contributions to the cause of social justice. While a pastor in Massachusetts, Gladden began preaching about labor management problems, encouraged cooperation between the employer and employees. This theme aroused opposition from those who felt the role of a minister was to save souls, not to regulate business. Furthermore, he challenged the idea that the Bible was inherent in matters of science and history. Hymnologist Albert Bailey notes that he found his fellow clergy without courage to follow him, for heresy trials were beginning in the Congregational Church. In this context, the meaning of the excise stanza cited above makes sense. From the Ohio pulpit, Gladden found willing listeners to his message at State University of Columbus. He received invitations to deliver lectures at a number of universities, including Yale Divinity School. His tract, Social Facts and Forces, published in 1897, and Organized Labor and Capital, published in 1904, were very influential. Perhaps this hymn is a paradox. Few singers realize that behind the relatively peaceful words of Gladden's poem, sung to a placid Victorian melody, one can find the witness of a champion for social justice. This hymn is one of our hymns this Sunday, and I would invite you to join us either by Zoom or by Facebook Live at 8:30, or in person at Center, or by Zoom or Facebook Live at 10:30. We're going to sing the first verse, and I see that Glennis is watching, and it's so good to have her watching this morning. And I hope that you'll sing with me. Oh, Master, let me walk with thee in lowly paths of service free. Help me thy secret, help me bear the strain of toil, the fret of care. What a wonderful hymn for us, especially in these trying times. Again, the information comes from the United Methodist Discipleship website, and it was written by Dr. Michael Hahn, professor of church music at the Perkins School of Theology. Thank you so much for joining me, and may you have the Master walk with you today and the rest of the week. Amen.